Alright, welcome back everybody. I'm playing some 10+5 on Lead Chess. We're playing against Vadim 1940. He's rated 2065. I'm somehow at 2142. I haven't played much chess over the past few days, so we'll see how this goes. I feel like sometimes when you haven't played in a while, you can be rusty, but sometimes it's good to clear your mind, I guess, so we'll see. But anyway, we've got an accelerated dragon, an opening that I've been playing for a long time. And I'm always happy when they play knight c3, because I consider c4 to be a much more annoying move. And I generally have good results when they don't play c4, they knight c3. And I'm learning more about the Marazzi bind with c4. Okay, so we just castle here. This is still theory. And next I'll probably play d5. Unless he prevents that. He didn't do that. I don't know the move a3, I don't think. That seems like a strange move. But I do think I should just go ahead and play d5. That's sort of the purpose of the opening, is in a regular dragon, black plays d6, and then tries to play d5 later. So the accelerated dragon is you do it all at once. Sometimes they like to do this because I guess it looks like they're adding an extra attacker to this pawn, but when we recapture, we're defending the pawn again. And generally, in my experience, if black can achieve d5, black is at least equal. I would argue black is a little better, because I have center pawns and white doesn't. Yeah, in fact, it seems like white could already be getting into some trouble. Like, e5 is very tempting, in view of takes, and then some pin, taking advantage of the fact that he hasn't castled yet. That seems very likely to be the best move, even if I'm not winning the bishop, which I think I am. So e5 takes, rook e8, f4, but then I can move the knight and threaten f6. It feels very much like it should be good. He can't go back. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it, and we're gonna figure it out from there. Try to not spend too much time. If he goes back, then there's a fork with d4. I don't think any other moves really scare me. If bishop c5, I'll just play rook e8. That's where my rook wants to be anyway. And if bishop f2, just do something, I don't know. Bishop's not bothering me on f2. I mean, maybe he can take it and not lose his bishop, but, you know, just in principle, I've castled, I've got most of my pieces developed. Okay, so what I was going to say is, you know, if he takes, I've castled, got pretty much all my pieces developed, and, you know, this is, I'm going to get something out of it. I'm going to get a pawn's worth out of that, at least. So, that's my assumption. Okay, I could press on with e4 and just keep trying to rip things open while maybe white is not quite ready for that yet. I also like d4, and then when the knight moves, I could try to get some. I mean, queen a5 right away is worth mentioning. White might try to play b4. I don't know if I'm super afraid of that. One thing I don't like about d4 is giving away e4 to the knight. I think if queen a5, maybe queen d2 is a reasonable move, getting out of the pin. I'm just trying to figure out if I have anything good there. Maybe then e4. E4 feels sort of right in principle, but E4 if he takes... Hmm. What else could I do? I don't know what to do with my light squared bishop yet. I guess I could just play rook e8. I don't have anything super convincing. Bishop e6 might make some sense. Um, Queen, no, that doesn't work. I could play d4 and then queen b6. I think I'm just going to go bishop e6 because I don't know where else that bishop's going to be any good. I'm kind of waiting to see what white wants to do. Like, is he going to play queen d2 and castle long? Is he going to just develop this bishop somewhere and go short? Well, now I can play queen b6, which is a move I was wanting to play anyway. So I think I'll just do that. That pin isn't really so annoying because my bishop's defending the knight. I probably should have calculated a little more, like, can he try to take and win the d5? Maybe he can, but it feels pretty risky when, yeah, this is hanging, the king's still in the center. I could try d4, bishop a2, and win a pawn there. It also would make a lot of sense to just get a rook somewhere good. Let's just get the rook here, because I can't find anything that's just winning something by force. Like, if I played d4, knight a4 looked good at... looked like queen a5 was good at first, but there is c3, which defends, so... I mean, it might still be good for me, but I'm just gonna... since I'm not sure, I'm just gonna develop a piece, you know? Okay, he goes back. d4 extra tempting. And try to do all that stuff I said. Maybe queen a5, though. I mean, queen a5 threatens d4. He doesn't have b4 like he had previously because the a3 pawn would be undefended. I think I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I mean, okay. Not real sure. I think maybe queen d2 is an okay move. I would have some funky ideas like bishop h6. I don't think bishop h6 is actually doing anything all that great. Doesn't this just win something? That was what I thought was going on. I guess he has to play b4 now, but I'll still get this pawn. The queen's not getting trapped. I don't think. Wait a minute. But yeah, my queen's not trapped. I mean, he does have knight b5. I can put my queen on a2, though. But he'll have knight c7. Could also just move the queen somewhere. Yeah, I think I probably should just move my queen. Maybe here. One day there's some pressure, perhaps. If he goes here, I'm going to try to get the knight. Yeah, somewhere good. This square's pretty tender. What's he going to do about that? At the moment, this would at least win a pawn. Take. Fork. In keeping with tradition, I'm in a bit of time trouble here. Okay, he just moves the rook. Yeah, we're close to something good happening. Let's just bring the rook, the other rook over. Don't have time to find anything better. This knight can come here, but I'll get my knight in here. I may just want to do that anyway with f5. This is also sort of interesting. It's going to play f5. f5 feels right. Kind of at that phase of the game, you got to play a little bit by feel. Get the knight in there. If he takes my bishop, I'll take his bishop. Check. Then recapture here, then rook c6. There also could be some tactics with the rook one day. Okay, he just moves queen. Okay, I'll save my bishop too. Maybe play a5. Gotta undermine this knight. Maybe I should have taken the bishop and then fallen back. That probably was a little better. I don't know, my knight's pretty good on c3. This is certainly a thought. Let's get a5. Should be able to inflict an isolated pawn here for white. Then we can attack that. This pawn will be kind of weak. I've got the center on, completely controlled. If he ever tries to break with f4, then these ideas are just becoming more potent. Okay, well, we're really close to a big fork here, so I think e4 has got to be a really, really strong contender. It's hard for me to believe that that's a bad move. So I will play it. And if knight takes, rook takes. Exclam. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, now this is a passed pawn. He sees what's up. I was thinking here and just interfere with his idea. And these pawns are just really marching up the board. Yeah, I mean, now we're also got this stuff coming up. But the main idea was to interfere with the bishop's defensive e2, enabling this fork. We've also got, like, e3 and d2. I mean, these pawns are just all-stars, you know? He's got to move one of these, I think. I guess he could play, like, rook here. I don't think I even want to take this. I mean, the rook's not really doing anything. I think I'm just going to play e3, d2, keep... Okay, he goes that way. This is maybe an idea. I mean, there's still this that just wins an exchange. It's hard to argue too much with that. I'm low on time. Let's just go. I don't know. I kind of like this, and then this. All right, let's be greedy. Why not? Greed is good. Just get everyone invited to the party. Man, this is kind of fun. Oh, I flagged? Are you kidding me? I didn't know I was that low. Oh, I wanted to do that. How was I that low? How much time did I have? I only had 6. I just didn't even look at the clock. I was gonna go here. I think that just crushes. Because the point was if you take here, then I have this hitting everything. I just wasn't paying attention. I was having too much fun winning. I wonder if is bishop h6 the best move? It says rook h5. I hadn't quite figured out like rook h5 here. Bishop d4. I mean, yeah, it's getting pretty mean. Is this anything? Okay, that apparently blend. I guess he could just take all my stuff. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I was having too much fun. I should have just won the game. A rook d5 may have been the best move, but taking this is also winning. This is also winning. I mean, here he could just take, which is what I didn't like. What happens if he takes? Now it wants to take this. I mean, okay. I always have that in my back pocket, I suppose. Okay, what else did I miss? Man, that was an unfortunate game. Yeah, I basically played great, but just wasn't paying attention to the clock. Yeah, so all of this is well an established theory. And then a3, yeah, that's sort of a purposeless move. I don't know why he played a3. Like the only reason to play a3 is knight b4 going to be good. But knight b4 has no threat. So like if I play knight b4, he could just play a3 then, and then I go back. So a3 is a bad move. And that just gave me another... I mean, like, in the Accelerated Dragon, like, if you can play d5 all at once instead of d6, d5, you're kind of ahead of tempo over a normal opening, so, you know, your usual disadvantage with black is gone because you got back the tempo that you were behind. But then he kind of wasted another tempo with a3. So now black's like up. Now it's like I'm ahead of tempo. And that's what happened. And this is already pretty good for black, which is what I was claiming. Okay, and then e5 was right. Now I was trying to figure out what happens if he takes. And I got to about here and I wasn't completely sure. I saw knight g4 exists. And I hadn't really done, you know, all the requisite calculations. I didn't know what was best for white here. But I mean, black's doing really well. Like, we're gonna win our pawn back at least. White also has to think about f6 stuff happening. So yeah, I will admit I didn't see in this line that this pawn is hanging, but it still likes black quite a bit. It says just take this. It says white should just castle and be down a piece. Oh, because if queen takes queen looks like a very sensible move. Because if any discovery, it looks like queen takes rook would be good, but there's double check. So we won the knight, and then we're gonna take the queen, you know, when we feel like it. Also, if you go here, this is better than taking... Wait, is this not mate? Oh, that was mate. Oh, I can't do it because it's pins. That's right. I'm good at chess. I would probably take the queen. It says that's -11. It says this is also -11. Anyway. So that could have happened. But he didn't bite on the pawn, which was correct. And I couldn't really figure out what to do here. Bishop e6 is a fine move. It says rook b8. I admit I didn't even... I thought about queen b6 to attack the pawn, but then I was like, I don't like hanging my queen. Rook b8 makes sense. I think I was thinking my rooks want to be somewhere over here. Bishop f5 I saw was legal. I just didn't really understand why it was so great. I guess if he castles long, Then I could try to coordinate on c2. Maybe that's 1 point. Bishop b6 is okay. Queen b6 was good. Yeah, and I mean, I think one thing I did well this game is I didn't necessarily find the most, you know, forcing moves that just immediately cash in an advantage. But I knew I had a good position, and I was like, okay, well, if I can't find a move that just wins something by force, I'm just going to keep improving, you know, my piece's development. So just get the rook to a better square. I mean, the computer doesn't even list that as one of its top 3 moves. It wants to do something aggressive. Rook a b8, e4 and d4. I couldn't figure out why I was getting an advantage. Specifically, why they looked like good moves, but I couldn't quite explain like why I'm getting an advantage with those moves. I was like, let's just improve the rooks, and I'm still -3. This is still good. And this actually didn't work because I thought that b4 I could just take a3, but I correctly realized that I shouldn't do that, and queen c7 is best. So if I take, this is what was scary, and I thought that I'm still probably better. I have queen a6 and queen a2, but both are losing in exchange to knight c7. It does say black's still better, but I didn't want to invite that complication. He still has to move the knight. This pawn's weak. I have a great center, etc. Knight d5 was right, highlighting these weak squares. It wants knight c3 right away. I didn't think this was like all that great. I guess I forgot here he has to play king f1. If I'd realized that, I would have done it. He can't block with the queen because the rook's hanging. So he has to play king f1, and yeah, I mean, obviously his position's terrible now. Okay, that was a bit of a miss. But again, I still have just an easy advantage. f5 is good. It's thinking about knight e3, which I saw was legal. I just figured he'd move his queen here. And then I didn't know why it was so great. I guess because I can get like f5, f4, and this pawn is just like really annoying. Protected pass pawn. Didn't get that far in my analysis. f5's good. Knight c3 is good. Moving the bishop is fine. Everything's good. I mean, I played the game really well. It wants e4 right away. Okay. Now e4 is really killing it because we have this idea. And it does say knight takes e4, so did I miscalculate? No, it is giving rook takes e4. It's thinking about knight takes e4. I mean, I guess... Okay, that also wins a piece. I was thinking rook takes e4. Both are winning. We're up material in either case. He can't take back because of the fork. So both moves win a piece. It doesn't really matter, I guess. And... yeah, d3. d3 is probably my favorite move of the game. Because interfering with this is cool. Opening that up is cool. It's all cool. And it wants d2. I didn't really consider d2, but that makes sense. Our knight's defending the promotion square. Yeah, and this is where I just didn't notice how low I was on the clock. But I would have actually thrown the game away if I had gotten to play this move. If he found this, which he pretty much would have to find. Computer likes white here. I think I would still maybe take black because these pawns look good, but computer's better than me, so... Okay, well, next time I will look at my clock every now and then, especially when I'm under a minute, to see, you know, am I about to flag? Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.